Okay, so next, after we have blacked out the scene, let's now use Quixel to import assets from online. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go to content drawer. Then here, just press right click. Then choose add Quixel content. There you go. So by the way, here in Quixel, it is important that you have an account in Epic Games so that will be able to log in. So once you're logged in, you will now have access to different assets that you can use in building a scene. So for this activity, let's try to create a simple cave. So there's actually a very useful asset here called limestone. There. So as you can see, we have different limestones that we can download and load up in our scene. Okay, so let's try to download a couple of this files. Okay, let's start. Maybe I'm going to use this one, this cliff assets. So by the way, you can hold shift on your keyboard and select all the assets that you want so that they can download all at the same time. Okay, I want this one and this and this one as well. Okay. For example, I want this one. Oops, sorry. And then say this one. And this limestone and this one. So all you need to do is just to click this button to download all the selected files. So maybe let's just wait for them to download. So it might take a while depending on your internet connection. Okay. Okay. So now that we have downloaded these files, all you need to do is just to click this add button to import it in your actual scene. Okay, maybe let's add more variations to the limestones that we are going to be using. Okay. Download and add to the project. Okay, let's set it up. Click add and we're good to go. Okay, so to access those assets, just go to your content drawer and you're gonna see there this mega scans. Okay, so this mega scans are basically the files that we have used a while ago, or we have downloaded a while ago. Okay, so the easiest way to look for or to access those files is to use a filter. So all you need to do is just to click this button and then turn on static mesh. This one. So let's turn on static mesh. Okay, we have the filter here. So by doing so, we will only be able to see the mesh in the content drawer or the content browser. Okay, so let's try importing those files or those assets. So it's basically just drag and drop. So usually what I do, I always want to snap or turn on surface snapping, and maybe let's have a surface offset of around 0.1 or let's say around 0.5, and then just click and drag there. Okay, we can also try to duplicate it by holding your Alt button. There we go. Let's try to add more assets here. Okay, so some assets are quite big because basically these are designed to be cliffs of a big scene. So what I'm going to do is just to scale them out and add it here in my scene. So another thing that you can turn on here in Unreal Engine is the coordinates of the gizmo. So by default, it is set to world. So basically, the pivot of your gizmo are always set to the world axis. So if you want to set it to local, you can just click this button. There you go. So we have object space, and then we have the world space. So as for me, I'm going to choose object space so that the pivot will always be based on the object. So as you duplicate this assets, you can also do some minor changes in the scaling in the possession to make it more dynamic. There we go. Let's add another one for variation. Maybe I'm going to use this one. Okay. Maybe I'm going to change the lighting a bit, just for us to be able to see all those assets loaded here in our scene. Okay, so that looks better. Okay. There. Okay. Okay, maybe I'm going to put some here below. Okay, so I'm also going to put some of those mesh here at the floor and the ceiling to make this look dynamic. With that, I think I'm gonna need more of those assets from Quixel, so I'm going to access it again. So let's look for limestone, and let's look for a mesh here that will suit uh that need. So we need something wide and flat to be our ceiling and our floor. Okay. So this lab looks good. I'm going to download that. Let's download some limestone rocks. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we have some enough assets that we can use here. Let's try this one. Okay. Okay, let's try it out. Maybe I'm just going to lay it out properly to look like a ceiling. Okay, so far so good. And then maybe just duplicate it. By the way, I'm holding Alt on my keyboard and use or doing some changes in rotation and scaling. Okay, not bad. Okay, so for the floor, maybe let's try to use something like this and just try to scale it down. Okay. Okay, looking good so far. Maybe I'm going to do some levels here to create more depth. So I'm going to uh, clone it or duplicate it, and maybe I'm just going to put this down. That's it. I'm going to adjust the lighting again so that we will be able to see all those assets that we have laid out here. Okay. So for additional lighting, you can also add a basic point light just to give some ambience to the scene. So the good thing about this point light is that it is omnidirectional. So basically, there's no need for you to control the direction of this lighting, only its strength or its luminosity. Okay, let's go to the details and let's try to adjust the intensity to around maybe around 0.1. So I just need enough light for me to be able to see inside my cave. You can also change the color a bit to make the scene more dynamic. So we are changing the ambience here. There you go. I think I want that color. There you go.